standard is that if a country falls short of 1700 cubic meters of water per capita per year, then you are entering a danger zone. And India is very close to that water starved situation.
Let's look at groundwater. As you know, India is divided administratively into blocks. Around 60% of the blocks are in the dark zone.
In India, water is sacred. Its rivers are revered as holy, bestowing blessings.
The Indian cultures, as also the Zoroastrian culture, we believe that water is life. Water is not only life-giving, water is itself life. But the awareness of water as a resource comes with Zoroastrians who come from a desert part of Iran, Yazd and Kerman, and water is very, very precious there. The weather was very, very dry, where the water would evaporate, and the system that they evolved over a period of time was that of a kanat.
So in Yazd, in very olden times, they have developed the aqueduct or the what are called the kanat system. These are underground irrigation systems, quite deep, sometimes 30 to 40 meters underground.
Now, if you have a village here and if somebody detects a underground tunnel of water, channel of water which is say kilometer or 2 kilometers, sometimes even 5 kilometers away, then the most common thing to do would be to bring that water to your village. And in order that this water does not become stale and begin to stink, they would ventilate it with bath beams, with wind towers.
When the Zoroastrians came to India, they brought along from Iran the system of water harvesting. The Parsis in India adopted the Kanat system of Iran to develop the Tanka system in India.
Tanka is a system where you collect rain water. When the rain falls, automatically the roof gets clean. The water of rain gets filtered 2 or 3 times in their own primitive way. The entire water that is collected from the roof comes through the pipe to the kundi of the Tanka. That is the small place where we have all filtrations done. We have a large boya. It's a copper vessel with holes that is also having a malmal cloth. That is the second thing. We have one outlet pipe. When we want to clean anything, we just open that pipe and let the water flow out and not inside the Tanka. Now, the pipe that is going inside the Tanka is at least 6 inches above the floor of that kundi, so that even after all these filtrations through all these things, if there is any residue or anything, that will reside in the kundi, and we can always drain it out anytime we want to. Then we have a huge pipe that will take the water in the Tanka. Now on that also we have a complete copper net, very thin, very minute holes are there, and from that net the water goes in. A very clean, very hygienic way, and very fact that our family has been drinking water from our Tanka for more than a century clearly indicates that it's good, pure water. We don't warm the water, we don't filter it, and we drink it. No stomach problems or anything are there. It is absolutely clean.
The British broke down our community structures so as to overpower them, and that ultimately made people dependent upon the state for water, and our traditional systems got neglected because piped water supply was made available or irrigation canals were there. But that led to the neglect of the traditional systems, many of which were community level, many were individual level also. And now that we are again facing the crisis, so there is a need to recall our ancient wisdom and revert to those systems, to the extent that at least we can surmount the crisis. And I think there is plenty which can be done even at the individual level, and that may involve the very basic architecture of our dwelling units.
There is still time to revive this, and if it is not revived, it will just be sort of lost. For one thing, I think we can have a small kind of a handout, educating the people that listen, this is a system where you don't depend on the municipality or the government to give you water, and in those 100 hours that it rains in your area, you make an arrangement and you get your year's quota of water. But expecting people to straight away fall for it and take it up will be a little difficult. So perhaps we can illustrate this by having it in some of the buildings. It's exactly like solar panels, which people are not very much comfortable with. So you start with the government buildings. That listen, our building has solar panels, you can also have it, and it's not all that difficult. It can be, it's a matter of fighting at 2-3 levels. One is the social acceptance. The second is the economic acceptance. It can be subsidized. You could be given certain incentives, so on and so forth. And the third one is purely from the environment point of view, as to what would be your contribution to saving a very precious resource.